buy cool stuff and make deals in his pawn shop. He seems like a nice, smart businessman. But what if there's more to the story? What if Rick's own mother has something shocking to tell us about him? Yes, his actual mother has some things to say, and she doesn't feel bad about telling everyone. Let's find out what she's saying about her son. For years, Rick Harrison has been in our living rooms through our TVs. We loved watching him talk about history and haggle over prices. He always seemed honest and fair. His pawn shop in Las Vegas became super famous, and people from all over the world. She couldn't stay quiet anymore. She felt she had to talk about things she had seen and heard. This wasn't easy for her. Imagine having to say bad things about your own child. But she believed it was the right thing to do. She noticed weird things happening at Rick's pawn shop outside. Whatever they were talking about, they didn't want anyone else to hear it. She remembers one night when 3 black SUVs pulled up after other countries where he keeps millions of dollars that didn't come from selling old coins or watches. The pawn shop and TV show are just for show, she claims. The real business happens behind closed doors. How else could he afford all those fancy and antiques? He was curious, kind, and had big dreams. The Rick I raised wouldn't do these things, she said with tears in her eyes. Money and fame changed him. The more he got, the more he wanted. It was never enough. She noticed him becoming more secretive and less patient with family. He missed important family events because he was too busy. He started hanging out with new friends who drove fancy cars and wore expensive watches. His values seemed to change. I hardly recognized him anymore, she said. It wasn't just that he got older or more successful. Something inside him had changed. For years, Rick's mother kept her concerns to herself. She didn't want to believe the worst about her son. But then something happened that she couldn't ignore. She overheard a phone call where Rick was yelling at someone, making threats about what would happen if they talked to the police. He mentioned taking care of problems in a way that made her blood run cold. That's when she knew she had to do something to hurt someone, she explained. But the way he was talking scared me. I was afraid of what might happen next. She tried talking to Rick first, asking him about the strange things she had noticed. But he got angry and told her to mind her own business. He said she was imagining things and that she was getting old and confused. That hurt her deeply. After thinking about it for months, Rick's mother decided to tell her story to a journalist she trusted. The journalist investigated her claims and found evidence that supported some of what she was saying. Bank records showed unusual transactions. Former employees of the pawn shop confirmed strange late-night meetings. When the story came out, it was like a bomb went off in the entertainment world. Fans couldn't believe it. The TV network that airs Pawn Stars called for an investigation. Rick's business partners started to distance themselves from him. Rick immediately denied everything. He called his mother confused and said she was making up stories because she was angry that he hadn't given her more money. He hired expensive lawyers and threatened to sue anyone who repeated these lies about him. The Harrison family is now completely split. Some family members believe Rick's mother and have stopped talking to Rick. Others think she's making everything up and have stopped talking to her. Family gatherings that used to be happy are now impossible. It breaks my heart to see our family torn apart, said Rick's cousin, who wanted to stay anonymous. We used to be so close, now we can't even be in this attention. But Rick's sister believes their mother and says she's seen concerning things too. As this story continues to unfold, many questions remain. Are Rick's mother's claims true? If so, will there be legal consequences? What will happen to the TV show, with some still supporting Rick and others feeling betrayed? Investigators are now looking into the business practices at Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. They're examining financial records and interviewing current and former, and cameras don't show everything. Reality TV isn't reality, explains a producer who has worked on similar shows. It's entertainment. We show what makes good TV, not necessarily what's true. Whether Rick Harrison is guilty of what his mother claimed for the Pawn Stars family again.